He literally just stepped out of that meeting a few minutes ago. She's live in Troy right now with more on what we actually got to see in that video. Jen?
Well, Liz, like you said, we actually just got out of the Troy Police headquarters. We have spent the last 2 hours going over video with the police department from 16 cameras inside the bar and a number of cameras outside the bar and on the streets surrounding it. And what this video shows is there was quite a melee inside the bar, outside the bar, on the streets. And I wanted to get you right to this video. As I said, we just got this. So what you're seeing is going to be a shot of going into and coming out of the bar. Your patrons are leaving, and you can see one suspect tries to grab the baton out of the police officer's hands. His friends actually pull him out of the bar, and that's just the start of it. Then we're going to go outside to video that you see, and basically what you're seeing is the crowd as they're coming out of the bar. They're getting very rowdy. They're on both sides of the street, and one person throws a beer bottle from one side to the other toward the bar, toward where police were, and then another suspect, a 19-year-old who we're told was in that bar drinking illegally, throws the lid to a trash can. And not in that particular picture, but apparently he also threw a second lid which smashed out the window of a Troy police car. Now, a little bit further down from the bar as people were leaving, a camera on top of a pole in this intersection you're about to see basically shows people start jumping on and walking across the roofs of cars. And this was just a major crowd. Troy police estimate that there were at least 270 people inside that bar in the minutes coming into that brawl and coming out of that brawl. And there were about 8 officers. So obviously they needed to call for backup. They tell me that every officer they had on duty that night, with the exception of 2, responded to this bar brawl. And after looking at all of this footage and seeing it in chronological order as the events unfolded, they believe that their officers acted appropriately.
If this were to happen again, I would want them to conduct themselves the same way they did on the 24th and 25th.
Everybody has their own opinion. Based on what I've seen and what you have seen here today, I did not see, I'll go back to, well, what is excessive force? That's something that's defined by the police officers. But based on what I've seen, they did not use excessive force. Once the gentleman was secured, there was no, you don't see any baton motions, right? Indicating that the gentleman was under control, and it all stopped. It escalated force, and then once it was under control, it de-escalated.
Now, as I mentioned, the investigation has shown, according to police, that at least one person who was drinking in that bar was underage. The bartender who served that person turned herself in this morning and was charged for serving someone who's underage. And as we've been reporting for weeks now, this has really caused a divide racially here in Troy. The African American Pastoral Alliance initially came out claiming that the police department had used brute force on African Americans who were in that bar. The NAACP and the department actually met today before they showed us that video, and the mayor and the police commissioner tell me that their thoughts about this whole situation have somewhat changed after seeing it all in context and seeing all this video. They obviously know that they have some issues with communication. They want to work on that, but they want to put this incident behind them. Liz and Dory, back to you guys.